All right, cool. Okay. Well, Let's get into some fucking rumors first. So, because like there's been no information out of Forge World, we have to do like a rumor show because there's so many rumors flying around that we have no idea whether anything's real or anything not. I've made a list of 4 rumors, which I've heard from multiple sources. I think 1 or 2 of them I might have heard from just like 1 or 2 sources, but there's a couple. Like there's the main big rumor, which I've heard from everybody. And including people claiming to be, I play golf once a week with the guy who sits next to the, guy who takes calls from Nottingham or whatever. There's a few of those as well. But the number one thing is Plastic Mark 2, Mark 5 or 6. There's 2 sort of the rumors aren't sure whether it's Mark 5 or Mark 6. So that's all plastic. And then also either a plastic Spartan or a plastic Proteus. And that's like the big one that's got the most traction. Most people are talking about that. And also coming in September. September for that.
That's hot. That is really hot.
So what do you think about that, Maka? Do you think that's gonna come in, save the day with a big plastic box with a plastic Land Raider? Possibly plastic Rhino?
As I mentioned previously on Dragon Ball Z, no, I don't really see it happening. I could see a new plastic box set possibly. The problem with vehicles is vehicles are too niche. No matter what people say, Spartan and Proteus appeal entirely to the Heresy community, not 40k, because Primaris Marines can't use these vehicles, as we discussed in a previous episode.
Yeah.
And because they can't use those vehicles, it immediately reduces the market for said vehicles. On top of that, the process of tooling it up versus what the actual amount of units that they think they could sell. Plastic is we're going to keep it in production for a long time. We expect to produce a lot of them type medium. Resin is the opposite of that. It's more of a pain in the ass to cast things, but it's easier to make the molds and it's cheaper to make the molds, etc., etc. So the trade-offs are there. Also, plastic's a lot faster to make, hence better for quality and quantity. I could see them making a plastic Leviathan. Leviathans do sell to the 40k crowd. They're probably one of Forge World's biggest selling items.
Yeah,
one of them
gross.
in plastic, as long as it's an actual multi-part plastic that actually works with the resin weapons that currently exist, and it's not a shit fight like the Contemptor Dreadnought was. I could definitely see them doing a Leviathan Dreadnought. That would get its money's worth. Even a Deredeo would probably do all right, but not tanks. I just don't see the market there for tanks. When it comes to the plastics themselves, I've said many times, I still think a Rogue Trader re-release is probably the best route for them to go down, because you can fill it full of Mark 6 Space Marines. You can use them for Heresy. You can use them for 40k, and you can use them as part of the Rogue Trader box game, because you'd include, obviously, an original rulebook in there. And the beauty of that is you not only please the Heresy crowd by giving them a starter box, but you also keep the bean counters at Games Workshop happy, because the bean counters at Games Workshop, their target demographic is walk-ins off the street, and that's one of the reasons why they love boxed games. So if you have a box game that you can sell to walk-ins, go, how cool is this? It's a re-release of our 1987 Rogue Trader game. That they can sell that game as a standalone product.
They're like, cool, yeah, a retro. I get it, yeah.
Yeah, with
I'll
cool
2.
retro cover art on the box, and you could even have like an old school 1980s style paint scheme on the back.
But don't they just not print enough shit? Like Cursed City, like there wasn't enough copies in Australia, right? So
they don't care. They don't care as long as they decide prior
so why
to
do it in
releasing
plastic
these things,
then?
how they decide what their production run's going to be. 10,000 units is a pretty round, accurate number. You make 10,000 units, and they go, okay, if we sell all 10,000 units, we're going to make X amount of profit, and then after that, we could do a second run, but we've already paid for it. We've made our profit, everything all within that 10,000 units. That's what they do. And by doing these
100
smaller
out to
runs,
the YouTube shills, and then send another 100 out to the shareholder bigwigs. Send Elon Musk. His copy. Who's that guy? The guy that's always in conspiracy theories with the Clintons that owns 3% of Games Workshop. Fucking.
Oh, Soros.
Yeah, George Soros. Gonna send 5 copies to George Soros out of the 10,000.
Look, at the end of the day, Games Workshop is very profit driven, and limited releases is fine for them because it drives up the FOMO. The fear of missing out is so huge. Things like Cursed City, because it's going to sell out very quickly and people are afraid it makes them buy it quickly, which in turn causes it to sell out quickly. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So something like a Rogue Trader re-release would work wonders for them from a corporate standpoint. Now, when it comes to the actual plastic themselves, the plastic kits, the way that Mark III and Mark IV tactical marine squads have been built on their sprues, left and right arms occupying the same sprues, things like that, not being able to separate out those sprues by their nature means that it would be very hard to go to something like breaches or some other unit utilizing the existing sprues, which is what they can do with 40k. With the way they've done their 40k models, it's like all the torsos are on one sprue, all the legs are on another, and then you can throw out the arm sprue and put a different arm sprue in there, and you sell it as a completely different unit, even though it's 90% the same shit. They've done that for a lot of their Primaris Marines. Look at, what is it, like Reavers, and what are all their other... the Primaris Marines look like they're in like 3/4 pants.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they got really like high and tight fucking shorts.
Yeah. Incursors, Infiltrators, and Reavers. I just looked it up. So those 3 different types of Marines, it's exact same heads, exact same torsos, backpacks, legs, but they change the arms on a sprue. So they change the arm and weapon sprue out, and they can sell it as a completely different unit. You can't do that with the way that the tactical marines have been designed. You'd have no choice but to use the die and be left with a bunch of leftover arms and weapons and such out of the marines' die, which would be crap. That's not what you want to do. So from a production standpoint, and I say this not as some opinionated into the arsehole, I say this as a person who works for a living in a plastics factory, builds molds as part of my day-to-day job. The way a mold is designed, you can have multi-part dies where you swap things out, but for something like a tactical squad, that whole die will be built sheerly for the tactical squad. And it's that way with Mark IV and Mark III Space Marines, I would hazard a guess at. So what is more likely is not bringing out a Mark II tactical squad. Because the niche is filled. You already have Mark III and Mark IV with bolt guns. You have nothing new to offer by bringing out Mark II. The educated guess of what would be smart would be to do a Mark II jump pack squad or something to that effect, even Mark IV jump pack squad, Mark V, Mark VI, anything but Mark III and Mark IV bolt guns and Mark II bolt guns.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They're classics that we've already got. Mark II jump, ooh, that'd be good. Just fucking 6, like, I don't know, what Mark 6, maybe just like mass Mark 6. Because Mark 6 you can use for Bad Wars as well. They look really good. Like you were saying, fucking the whole Rogue Trader aesthetic is all Mark 6, like an updated Mark 6.
Well, there was that idea that you mentioned a while back too, Tim, which was do one of those Battle at Rin's Worlds box sets where you got the Beakies versus Orcs, and go old school.
Yeah, Crimson Fist versus Orcs, right?
Yeah.
Now, you could even throw in a new version of like Pedro Cantor or something in there.
Oh, lovely.
That would really please the 40k players. It wouldn't have to be a Primaris, but they probably do it just out of spite. Wow. Well, they did it to all the other great special characters in 40k, didn't they? They've all turned Primaris. Except for like Dante and that, because they don't give a shit.
Oh, is Dante not Primaris?
No, he's still the same metal model from the 90s.
Oh, lols. But what's his name is, though? Vampire Man is.
Yeah, Mephiston is, Calgar is, Shrike is, Corsari Khan is. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Now, I've got to deviate from your opinion there, Maka. I think...
Wait, is this as a plastics person or as an opinionated arsehole person? Like, what's your?
I really don't have any knowledge or background to draw on.
Just internet dirtbag opinion. Okay.
I'm just a fool with an opinion, And I'd say that if you wanted a really easy way to get those Spartans or Proteus Land Raiders out, why don't they just say that Primaris can use them? Like,
Because they want
they're-
people to buy all the other Primaris vehicles they've already released, all the grav tanks. It's a very
there are
cynical
going to be
move.
people who will use grav tanks because they're grav tanks.
I think it's a move to cut your nose off and spite yourself.
They just look
Like-
better, man. There's definitely people who think that those grav tank things look better than a tracked like fucking war machine, which is just insane.
Why bring out 3 different versions of the same unit for 40k? Like I say, the infiltrators in Curses and Reavers are all the 3/4 leggings chaps. 3 of the same unit that performs the same function on the battlefield. But they did it. They brought out all 3 of that unit. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it for us as gamers, but when you look at it from a corporate perspective, a lot of it starts to make sense. So that's my cynical, but also a bit informed, just a bit informed view on what you could do.
Here's what I want to say. Number 1, so when we recorded last night, and this is the last time I'm going to refer to something that we recorded last night, so it came up the fact that Primaris Marines cannot use normal rhinos or land raiders and shit. Like, they can't fit for some
I don't
reason.
think they can use the Thunderhawk.
Yeah, they can't use the... So I had no idea of that. So that was like a super mind-blowing fucking moment for me. So what that means is they're never going to do fucking... When do you think was the last time they printed extruded a Mark 7 sprue? Do you think they've actually printed any Mark 7 shit since Mark X came along?
I would say yes.
You think they have? Other than those fucking, like the Chinese things that you can get at the store, the box with
things
the different
like
marine.
Devastators, Stern Guard, Tactical Space Marines, they've all got a place.
You think they're
Games
still
Workshop
making them?
is reluctant, I think, to completely phase them out of their production line at this stage.
Do you think they are, or do you think they've just got huge stocks of that shit? And
No,
they've
they
just been
like to
selling
use it because they've worked on the old Marine stats to make them rather viable, whether it's mixed in with Primaris or fielded on their own. So there is definitely a market there for them in 40k.
Doesn't it
for
look
the old
ridiculous though,
Marines.
having these like different sort of like Primaris are more like true scale next to like the classic 28mm. Doesn't it look ludicrous?
That's in the eye of the beholder. I'm sure that the power gamers who are running it
I've
probably
seen
don't
people
care what
doing
about the
mixes.
aesthetics.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
seen people do mixes just because of the weapons options.
Okay. Well, my point was going to be maybe my point's overwrought then, but my point was going to be that then they're not going to produce Land Raiders and Rhinos anymore, right? Surely, why would they? They're just going to do all new Primaris stuff. So, do you think they're still producing Land Raiders and Rhinos? I don't think they are. I don't think the Games Workshop mainstream will. Or they've got a cutoff
Rhino
date.
chassis has sold so many units over the years.
Yeah.
I think I remember about 10 years back, it was the number 1 selling item in their catalog was actually the Rhino chassis, based on the different variants of the tank, the uses of them. Vindicators especially were probably the most popular, but Predators were also pretty popular. At the moment, looking on their website, the Terminus Ultra, which is the Land Raider with like the extra pair of las cannon sprue, that's out of production. The Whirlwind is currently out of production. It may come back. The regular Land Raider is temporarily out of stock online as well.
See, I don't think they're producing them anymore, because why would they? They want to like push their Primaris shit. So what
Depends if they get enough back orders from the email me when this is back in stock. They probably will crack out the mold to produce it.
Okay, maybe. But what I think, and I mean, this is just my internet dirtbag opinion, knowing nothing about Games Workshop Nottingham business, is I think that Games Workshop has either ceased to make Rhinos and Land Raiders, or they have a cutoff date, and they won't be making any more after that date. In which case, it puts Forge World in the position of where are we going to get our Land Raiders and Rhinos from? So it would make sense for them to do a plastic Land Raider kit and a plastic Rhino kit, which they can then either augment Titanicus style by bringing out a Predator sprue, and now you can make Predators. Or
there's 2 options there,
here's
Tim.
an Achilles
Your one,
sprue.
which is a great idea.
Yeah.
Or the cynical view, which is my idea, which is everything else has gone last chance to buy and never returned. Why not rhinos?
Because they need them for the heresy, and they need to be able to sell them, so they can sell the conversion kits.
Oh,
But in my
do you want to go on Forge World and check how many essential units are not in production anymore? Because
well, maybe because they can't get
terrifying.
rhinos. Maybe because they can't get rhinos anymore. But what I'm saying is, wouldn't that make sense though if you were going to do it and you wanted to keep selling rhinos and land raiders as a thing in heresy? Produce your own, and then then they control it because they can sell it to 40k people as well. If as long as they don't phase them out of the rules, they can still keep selling them to 40k people. Plus, heresy people we can fill our boots with those, and they know they've got a stable market for those, right? Because heresy is all about land raiders and rhinos.
Is it a stable market though? Because my recent polling on Facebook and YouTube, basically every single person who's not British has said that since the price rises, they have gone. I have all the figures there, all the posts are there. So people who don't believe me, go and look.
Which groups is in there?
This is
in the Salt Mine though? Is this a Salt Mine group?
No. On our Outer Circle Facebook page and in our community page on YouTube.
But these are salty people though.
Yeah, definitely. And like I say, it's exclusionary to the British, and obviously there are people who, regardless, will buy the product. And but I did ask for people who are not salty. Like I asked for both sides of the coin. How have your spending habits changed since the regional pricing? Have you had great experiences, bad experiences? Are you spending more? Or are you spending less? Like I didn't just say how shit is Forge World, because that's you're gonna only get confirmation of bias. So I put it out there to everyone. What has been your experience? And to be fair, there were people who said, no, I spend the same. But the majority, we're talking about 97, 98%, I've written them all down. I logged every single one of them in a spreadsheet because I'm cynical and pedantic.
Cynical,
and
pedantic
basically
/
the
autistic,
same answer kept popping up because I put little columns in my spreadsheet that say what the reason were that was stated where possible.
When I put a smiley face with the tongue out, it means I went down on him. And if it has a smiley face with eyelashes, it means he went down on me.
Exactly. And guess what it means if there's a brown pair of socks. But no, so doing that, the spending habits of everyone's dropped to about 1/10 of what it was. Most people basically went from I spent several $100s a month, as a round sort of figure, to I buy only the black books and decals now. That's a huge deal because that means basically the revenue stream is just completely dried up from a large segment of the community. Now, granted, I've only got a couple of hundred responses. I don't know how many people play Horus Heresy, but
it's got to be thousands of dollars there, yeah. And I mean, that's something, like we've discussed that on the show when it happened, when they increased the prices by 60% without giving you any kind of fucking benefit, like not free postage, not faster postage, not like whatever. And then since then, people who lost their book getting like, well, we've got no replacement for that black book, so just suck it up. Sorry, the post destroyed your book, here's a $20 fucking gift voucher. So yeah, like, it's definitely... definitely through just sort of word of mouth. They don't really have like a great.
Yeah, look, I don't mean this to be a shit on Forge World thing either.
No, definitely.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
My point being
that's the thing. Yeah, we
so
haven't
many people have changed their spending habits. I don't think it's a reliable revenue stream currently.
Yes, correct. I think that could be the case. There could be just like fucking trillions of people out there though who are just buying all of this stuff and still there, and they haven't even noticed. That's obviously the case, but almost a lot of the people I talked to, definitely, there was a lot of people who just got off the boat as soon as they cranked up those prices and started selling their ship, on the swap and sell sites. So it not only did they increase their prices and turn people off, but then they created a secondary market. Because when you crank the prices so high, you make that secondary market really good. So, it's just... fucking crazy.
I brought up the point last night, not to reference last night again too many
times. That's your last one. That's your last one.
But I said, there is nothing to be gained from radio silence. And this is their biggest fault currently out of all the mistakes they make. And there are many. We'll get into some of them. But the biggest fault is it's not only there's no direction that we know of, it's the fact that we don't know if there's even no direction or not. There is zero communication from the company. And the thing is, there's no competition. There's no competitor for Horus Heresy. There's no other company who is making black books, as it were. Yeah. There are people who make fan codexes and stuff, obviously, but be realistic. There's not a competitor out there. They don't need to keep their product line secret because, if they come with a technological innovation like, oh, our new gaming console is going to have a Blu-ray player, that the other company's going to go, shit, let's put one in ours, and it cancels it out. No. They don't need to keep shit secret. They can turn around to us as a community, give us back some confidence by saying, look, guys, we hear you, we care about you, we have heard all your complaints over the last couple of years. There are plans in the pipework, and not just saying that, which is kind of what they've done in the past. Oh, big plans for Heresy. Yeah, it's a load of shit. Blow it out your ass. You've got to actually demonstrate it. Tell us what the plans are. There is nothing to be gained from the secrecy. So video game developers, they openly say, Activision produces a Call of Duty every bloody year. We know it's coming, but they still let you know it's coming. Yeah, we've got a new Activision Call of Duty coming up. This one's going to be a Modern Warfare shooter. This one's going to be Black Ops, And then they build their hype around that.
Yeah.
Games Workshop / Forge World does nothing. It's just total radio
I don't
silence.
think they can do their own promotion. I think that, I think something changed in the company, and Forge World stopped having its own, license.
Doesn't matter. Has
matter to do it through the community.
As long
as
some part of the company communicates to us, they can do it in a paid live stream. As long as the word gets out. They have a plan.
They definitely do
right
the
now,
paid live stream, yeah. And they're definitely telling us what's happening with Necromunda. We know where Necromunda's going for the next few quarters. Titanicus, well, we don't know anything after this book. We have to assume a combined Traders book maybe, and maybe some new Knight and some new Titan or something. Who the fuck knows? We've got can't see past that. But with Heresy, it's they drop the black book and then complete radio silence. And we know since then that Anuj has left, and that there's one person doing the Horus Heresy stuff. So
they did hire a new person to do some Horus Heresy.
Oh, so they got two people again? So they hired an Anuj replacement?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think of it this way. Star Wars, The Last Jedi, purple-haired Admiral Holdo, the whole time posed there going, tell us there's a plan. Tell us we've got hope.
Yeah.
That's the Heresy community.
Yeah,
tell us
true.
there's a plan. And we're just getting fucking stonewalled.
Yeah.
There is nothing stopping them from on the Twitch. Let's say they want us to all pay to watch their Twitch live streams or something, and comment and shill for them like half the people do. Fine, as long as you give us some viable information, turn around and say, yep, we hear you. We are trying to come up with new FAQs for you guys. We've got some. I don't think they've got anything. I'd love to be proven wrong, and this is where people mistake my intent. I don't hate the game. I love the game with a passion. I want to be proven wrong. Bury my cynicism and my salt in the ground deep and bring out a killer product that I can get behind. Now, I don't badmouth things like Burning of Prospero and Betrayal at Kelth. They're great releases and they deserve to be acknowledged as such. What I badmouth is the bad practices. And right now, the radio silence, the total lack of communication, the uncertainty, it's cancerous. It erodes confidence in the product, in the company, in the community, because people go, look, I was thinking of getting the Horus Heresy, but it gets no support. I don't think it's going to get any support in the future. I'm just going to go and spend my money elsewhere. That's the mindset.
Yeah. And then if they start...
And it's toxic. It's very toxic.
And the longer it goes on as well, the more sort of bitter fucking internet posting you'll see as well. And then that fucks them, because then people who sort of I want to get into Heresy, what's the gaming like? And then they go into a group and people are just having shit fights and just fucking arguing, blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of negativity. That hurts them as well. So it's just fucking mind-blowing because, like we always say, Forge World used to be the best part of Games Workshop for telling us what's going on, showing us fucking stuff they're working on, telling us fucking, dropping the rules and blah, blah, blah. And then it's gone from that to being just the worst part. We hardly get anything out of that.
They have had a polar direction change since Kevin Roundtree came along, right? He's done a load of good for Games Workshop.
Has he?
Games Workshop actually communicates with people. It's one-way communication. You don't get to talk back to them.
Yeah, mainstream Games Workshop does,
right?
but they never used to do
Forge
that.
World's the opposite. Forge World used to be, we had a blog, they had interviews with the staff, they had open days, they did...
Weekenders?
they did videos. They had a video
Oh yeah, yeah.
Forge World visual feed on YouTube. You can go
Yep.
in there even
Yep.
now and look at old videos of Alan Bligh, and you just the passion in the man's voice as he would talk about the things
Yeah.
he's working on, where his head was at,
Yep.
how he wrote things, his design process, how he would jot down plans as he thought of them, and then pick the best of them. Great stuff, right? That's awesome. Like it was genuine behind the scenes.
Someone make a backup of that, by the way. Just
A
saying.
genuine behind the scenes look into the world of Forge World.
Yeah.
And then since Alan passed away, they went to polar opposite. They became what Games Workshop was throughout the early 2000s. Just a fucking brick wall.
Yeah.
No information in, no information out. You just know something's coming out when it drops.
Yeah. But dude,
terrible.
Games Workshop's changed its entire style. Like since we've been doing this podcast, it went from Forge World being the dudes who tell you everything and like had cool shit to nothing from Forge World, and Games Workshop used to be the people who you would get nothing from. Remember? It was all just like it would all come through like
yeah. You just said.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like it's just in the time that we've had this podcast, it's flipped like entirely, which is fucking crazy, right? To imagine that, like.
So I said ever since Alan passed away,
and
that's the way it's gone.
Twitch,
and
yeah, but why?
I don't want to be the negative Nancy.
But how do you
That's just
explain
the
like
state of things.
how do you explain
even the website? The website's worse.
How do you explain
fuck that
mainstream
up?
Games Workshop though becoming the guys that talk everything, and did they actively like shut Forge World down in terms of comms and say no, it all has to go through us now, and then just sort of like fucking just didn't do anything with the Heresy? Like I don't understand what the deal is. It's weird, right?
Well, it's nothing wrong with the Forge World blog becoming part of Warhammer Community, because that's what happened. But if you go back to the very start of Warhammer Community's Forge World feed, they still did blogging on it, and then at some point that stopped, and that's where it really set in.
Forge World blog,
where the Forge World blog that they used to host on Forge World's page.
Yeah, bring back the Forge World blog.
Yep, Forge World blog.
Bring back the fucking Forge World blog.
website.
Yeah, or maybe they could have a specialist games design blog. Like, why did this? It's so annoying that it all has to go through that one thing. Like, just seems weird. Like, well,
again,
I don't care about any of that other shit. I don't like. I'd never go to that community thing. Unless it's to search. Just as soon as I get there, I don't look at anything. I just type in Necromunda quickly and press enter, and then look through just the Necromunda shit. It's the only thing I give a fuck about.
To see what.
No, why? And then you see all the shitmaster stuff, and it's just like, like you see like the old world map of the old world, and like blood go across it. That's what happens every time I see Age of Sigmar stuff.
In the past, I think Age of Sigmar, you have bitter taste of Age of Sigmar from when it released, and it just shit on everything.
It's fucking nonsense. It's never ending nonsense.
That kind of betrayal, can never go away.
That kind of betrayal followed by nonsense, yeah.
But for me, objectively looking in, I think Age of Sigmar version 2, the current game, is in a really good place, in fact. Much better than 40k, which is not to say, if you don't like it, you don't like 40k, whatever, fine. Each to their own. But from the outside looking in, Age of Sigmar has a lot of really good things going on with it. We're talking about the way the rules are handled, the fact that any unit you look at, you can click on it on the Games Workshop page, click on the unit, and the rules for it are right there, free download. Okay, it doesn't have points. You buy the army book for that race, you get your points and all that in it, but they provide a free list builder on their website as well. So, from that standpoint, entry, ease of entry, things like that, Age of Sigmar is killing it. 40k's not, because they want you to pay for their design apps and shit like that to make your army lists with, and there's a bunch of other issues. But
yeah, fuck that.
Games Workshop needs to be applauded when they do good things. It's unfair to just shit on them constantly and relentlessly when they do good things, because
check out the Outer Circle on YouTube for more.
I'm very good at dumping on them, but I always try and back it up with something, and I don't think it would be fair of me to just dump on Age of Sigmar, because I've played Age of Sigmar and it's not
see,
a terrible game.
Liam, remember the other night when we were like, "Hey, Maka, do you want to play some Supreme Commander?" And he's like, "No, I'm hanging out with like some 40k players." And now Maka is talking about how great Age of Sigmar is. Just like I think like they're slowly like Stockholming you, Maka.
Maybe.
Now, if we're seeing the rap music and he's wearing hypercolor shirts, his scrunchy colors are different. It's
Yeah, it's all,
been an insidious change.
Shut up, Liam. You're not my real mum.
it's all
I
personalities.
hate you. I'm
changing.
going to live with Dad.
All right. Well, more rumors. Let's do a couple more rumors, and then we'll get on to the edition essentials, which is going to be very interesting. So, Epic, and I've heard Epic in 2022. I've heard that it may be like a relaunch of Space Marine style thing. So you know how they've done Adeptus Titanicus. Maybe they launch a thing where you get a whole box. And each box has fucking, let's say, 40 sprues. And each sprue is a Land Raider, a Rhino, and 40 Marines or something like that. And then you just build some Land Raiders, build some infantry sprues, and then it's like they basically just do what they did, where they have Titanicus, they have Space Marine, and at some point they just go like, let's write a new edition that it becomes epic, right?
We spoke about this before, and I'm going to change my viewpoint slightly and add something. The previous I said I think it probably won't happen because they can't even get their shit together with Titanicus correctly. Just the releases is too slow, too few mechs compared to other game systems. Like, I got a Kickstarter for BattleTech for Clan Invasion from Catalyst Games, and I got like 20, 30 different mechs in it. Versus Games Workshop, who brings out one Titan a year since 2019. It's a joke. I know Michael's point of view was, there are not that many Titans canonically, therefore he's okay with it.
Yeah, a Warlord is like a way bigger, more insane kid than a fucking shit show.
Yeah, it is. It's an unfair comparison if you're going to compare quality of
maybe
each kit. But
like
variety
20.
is important.
Yeah.
So I
nice.
don't think they have their shit together enough to bring out Epic. But if they did, I don't think I want a mirror match. I don't want to see Marine versus Marine. What I think would be best would be Talaran. Battle of Talaran. You have Iron Warriors in the box, and you have Imperial Army, maybe Solar Auxilia, mostly Imperial Army. And what it allows you is it actually allows you to cover 3 factions, because you can paint the Iron Warriors shit as Loyalist Space Marines. But it gives you the Imperial Army and all the Imperial Army's arsenal of vehicles combined with the Iron Warriors and their arsenal of vehicles. It's easy to expand upon because you can bring out demon engines and such for the Iron Warriors half. And of course, the Imperial Army half, you can go in and add things like Custodes and Sisters and Mechanicum all to it. But to me, that would be great because Epic is very much a game that's about tanks more than infantry. Always has been. The infantry were always a big component, but come on, whenever you see an Epic Army, it is full of vehicles, full of dreadnoughts.
Yeah, but you've got to take fucking like huge stands of troops as well. Like transported troops is like the thing.
That's right. And so Solar Auxilia, who could actually, fight on Talaran, would make a lot of sense there, along with the Iron Warriors, who are the principal constituents and are known for having that big mechanized force. I think the two would naturally make a great starter set, and it would help break that myth of Heresy era games. So all Marines versus Marines, or mirror matches.
So you'd have 20 sprues of each, and one set of 20 would be Land Raider Marines, maybe 2 Land Raiders and 20 Marines or whatever, and then the other one would be 4 Le Mans Rust tanks.
Why not Malcadors?
Malcador.
Because you can also use Malcadors for Astartes, mate.
If you're designing the rules,
more boxes, whatever you can use for multiple things. In my mind, is better.
But the thing is, I think you want to use Rosses, because then you can turn around and do an Eldar sprue or an Orc sprue, and then sell it to all the 40k fags.
Why can't you have both?
And I say fags in the bad way, not the good way. What's that, sorry?
Why not do both? Why can't you have Lehman Russes and have Melkadors? You could have Valdor tank hunters. The world is your oyster when it comes to what you could do with epic starter sets. But for me personally, I think break that myth of Heresy's mirror matches, Marine versus Marine or Titans. We joked about yesterday. I said every list I see for Titanicus is Reaver, Warlord, Warhound. And then you asked Michael, what do you got? And he went, that's exactly what I have.
That's true.
Which gave us all a good laugh.
I don't know. Well, all I'm saying is, think about Necromunda, right? When they drop each gang the first time, it was 1 sprue, and you got 2 of that sprue in a box. Boom, that was a faction. They could definitely do 1 sprue where it's fucking Marines, and Heresy is lots of Marines be Marines. So that, and then you have a ton of Marines that you can paint. I feel like they're gonna just put Marines in there. I know it makes more sense. Well, not more sense, but it would be cooler. I definitely think it'd be cooler. If you had a sprue that had like 1 Malcador and 3 Russ and an artillery vehicle.
How's about this? Malcador, 3 Russ, 3 Dracosans, and infantry to go in the Dracosans.
Yeah, because the first thing you drop is a sprue. The next sprue you drop is one that has like, it's basically like builds 2 to 3, what are they called? Baneblade chassis things?
Fellblades.
Yeah. Or Stormhammer, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly. World is your oyster with it, I feel, versus if you do Marines, okay, it's cheaper for Games Workshop, because they don't have to make 1 fucking sprue and just cut and paste. But I don't think people want constant mirror match games. I mean, it's great if you're buying it and you just want to build the biggest Marine Legion force you can, but you're going to be going up against every army's going to be identical. It's all going to be just tactical Marines and Land Raiders, everywhere. No, I think it's best to avoid that. And also, you show some love to, a lot of people love Imperial Militia and Solar Auxilium. They don't use them in 30k because expensive, pain in the ass to paint, pain in the ass to build, large quantities of models, etc., etc. This is all stuff that Epic is designed to overcome. It was the same with War Master. It was designed to overcome the fact that people had to build and paint these gigantic 28mm scale square-based armies. Painting them in small scale takes away a lot of that burden. Same as, a financial burden as well. Like if you wanted to play Titanicus with 28mm scale Titans, no one's stopping you from doing it. But, the financial outlay, the amount of effort involved to build and paint them, it's insanity. So, yeah, I would say go, if you're going to do Epic, which I wouldn't. I don't think
they're doing Epic. I think they're going to do exactly what happened last time, is they did Space Marine, and then which was just all Space Marines and Rhinos and Land Raiders, and then they did Titanicus, which was just Titans, and then they created a thing called Epic 40k or whatever the fuck, and that was where they added in the other shit. So you already had Marines, you already had your Titans, and then they added in like the Guard and the Squats and all that other shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure Titanicus came first.
Did it come? Yeah, it may have come first, but there was a box.
And they dumbed it down into Epic.
Yeah, maybe there was Space Marine.
All the core rules from the Titanicus part of it.
Yeah, there was an edition of Space Marine that had Titans in it, I think. I can't remember. Fuck, I wasn't even playing then, so why the fuck?
I think the real question here, we all know in our guts it's going to happen. 2022 sounds reasonable. I think the real question is it going to interlock with Titanicus right now, rules-wise? And I think that it is going to. I think
you reckon? Yeah, okay. You're a combinist.
I'm not saying I think it's good. I'm not saying it might work well. I'm just saying I can feel it in my bones, because when you look at...
You can feel an integration coming?
When you look at the way that the weapons scale and how they work the stats on the Titans and the Knights and everything else, I really feel that they have left it wide open so that they can slot in tanks and they can slot in infantry stands.
You've played the game though, right? Like, it takes fucking forever to play. Like a 1,600 point game takes like 2.5 hours.
I agree with you.
Yeah, that's why they won't do it. They couldn't.
I have a Nemesis Warbringer Titan sitting in front of me. The Titanicus one, and there are no rules for any of its self-defense weaponry.
Yeah.
So they would have to bring out new rules just for that alone.
Exactly.
So I don't see them like, the Warlord Titan. Tim, you'd know better than me. Does the Warlord Titan have stats for all its Mauler pattern bolt cannons that it's got for self-defense?
No, Oh, it does have, yeah, it's got, yeah, there is Artx Defensor something or other, isn't there?
Mm.
I feel like there's some defense thing. I can't remember what it is. I can search through my cards and tell you, actually. I got my Warlord card here. Where is it?
I'd just be curious to see whether or not it can be applied to ground troops without having to do a rewrite of its rules in some capacity. Because if there's a rewrite to its rules, they would rewrite the whole thing. I think it would just be too unwieldy to have Titanicus and all the bookkeeping that involves, and
Yeah.
then the bookkeeping of Epic.
No, it's insane. It's way too insane. So, yeah, Artx Defensor Cannon. When the Titan is activated in the combat phase, each enemy unit that is within its front or rear arc and within 6 inches suffers D3 Strength 5 hits.
Mm.
And it's just like a laser.
5 hits. So what's the toughness of a Marine? What's the toughness of an Imperial Guardsman?
1 or 2 or 1.
Yeah, but hang on. How does toughness work for Titans in Titanicus, right?
Well, look, all I'm saying is I think when you look at the way that the Knights work with the Knight stands and all the rest of it, that's a way of trialing and testing the idea of units smaller than Titans in play, and they're shown to be a viable way to play armies of Knights. So, isn't there going to be a way of having a viable, say, armored assault or something like that? Having
It depends. If you extrapolate directly from 30k scale, a knight is the equivalent of a minimum of 1.5 land raiders, just in the amount of damage the thing can take. Whatever a knight's stats are, and again, I'm not a Titanicus player. Whatever a knight's stats are, you'd be looking at best 2/3 of that for something like a land raider. How does that translate to Titanicus? Like, a knight is pretty damn weak for the damage and punishment it can take. Would it get to the point where if you had Titanicus rules and you actually played 30k, the Titan just looks at a unit and it's just you remove it from play? I don't know. I just think it would definitely be a clusterfuck to combine the two.
Yeah. People like Liam, integrationists, they're madmen.
Well, I don't think Liam's not saying he's for it. He's just worried that that's
He's
what
saying he
they'll do.
believes in it, though.
And it's just like compared to bring out a whole different alternative rule system.
No, because you drop a whole new box. It's all about the boxes. Weren't you listening, Liam? The boxes are the most important thing because they're who you sell to the people up the street.
You
say to them, "Hey, man, like this is a relaunch of 1989's Epic Space Marine," and then they go, "Oh my god!" Last month I walked in here, and you sold me the relaunch of 1988's Rogue Trader in a box, and now I come in and now you redoing Epic Space Marine. Oh my G! And then
you know what they'll do? They'll have like classic wacky stick. Like they'll really go all out on it. The dice will be made of wood. They'll be retro dice.
Anything's better than the stupid measuring thing they put in the Titanicus.
It'll come with a set of 3D glasses just to come full circle on the discussion.
Just put a fucking tape measure in the box. Yeah. Surely you can get tape measures made in China for like fucking 10 cents or something, right? With Games Workshop printed on it. Yeah, just fucking put one of those in each thing. That's all anyone wants to use is a fucking tape measure. Like, that's all you need.
Yeah, Hawk War Games does it with Drop Zone Commander. Yeah, they provide a 2 meter tape measure in every single.
Remember
kit?
Games Workshop used to sell them, and then they did the skull thing with the tape measure comes out its mouth. Some weird, and it's red like a tongue. Ugh. Weird move, weird flags. All right. So I think that's all the new. The other rumors obviously is that there's no book 10 and that there's new quarterly perhaps release schedule maybe. And then I think you were saying that there's like since 2019 there's only been 20 models released or something. Is that what you said?
I'd have to go back and double check what I wrote because we were drinking and playing games one night, and we went on Warhammer Community, and that's when I went to the Horus Heresy
we were
section
counting
and
the
started
units, yeah.
And it worked out to basically every 3 months we've got a miniature since December of 2018.
So what is Forge World? What is Forge World doing? How many people are at Forge World? I thought it was like a whole ton of dudes like smashing out new
So
tank variants.
it's
But
a
I haven't.
weird, it's
What
a
the fuck?
weird thing, right? Because they do a preview, and it's about 6 months on average. Again, it varies from when they preview a unit to when we get it. And the very last unit previewed was the Word Bearers consoles, which you've now got. So there is nothing left that they've previewed that we haven't got, except for the Adamantic Pavés, which was previewed in I think 2014. So
1987.
coming
Yeah.
soon, by the way.
R.I.P. Pavés.
Yeah, so 6 months from when they preview it to when we get it. But you can have big months there. Like when Dark Angels was released, we got a flood of Dark Angels and Nightlord stuff all at once. But in the lead up to that, it was like tumbleweeds, cricket noises, barren wasteland for a long time. So although I say it averages out to 3 months per release, you're talking like an 8-month delay at times between like really getting any content. You might get like one thing in that time, like the Saber tank. That was just one thing we got, and then it was just nothing again for ages. And I remember we used to check once upon a time every Friday night on Forge World. There would always be a single new kit.
Yeah.
Or two.
Every Friday night there
And-
would be some new thing coming out. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was Forge World Fridays, right?
Yeah.
And
How are they able
it
to
got-
do that, but then now they're not able to? Like now I don't
Great
understand what's
question.
going on.
Well,
What are the rest of the people
I think it's
doing?
because all the staff are being diverted to doing specialist games. Because Forge World's looking after the special games. The Games Workshop's producing it off their labor.
But what is? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't understand what specialist games design is then. I thought it was part of Forge World.
Well, who's making all the plastics, mate?
Oh, I see. You're saying the Forge World designers and shit are designing all of the stuff for Titanicus and Necromunda.
Correct.
Instead of doing Heresy shit.
That's my understanding. If I'm wrong, please tweet at Eye of Horus.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you have Twitter, but
I have horrorspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
oh, they email me. No, so that's the problem. That's where a lot of their resources are going, I believe. But
if you want to rebuff Macca, definitely write an angry letter to ifrspodcast@gmail.com, and then we'll read them out in the show. Be fucking great.
I am perfectly
Macca can
willing
come and defend himself.
to have, like, Liam will tell you, we've had many long, passionate debates. If someone's got a good point, I will take it on board. I'm not, like, I think it's more pathetic if I don't, because people go, oh, what a closed-minded idiot. What I dislike and what I won't listen to is when people go, well, you've just got no idea, but they don't actually refute my points. That's the insulting thing. So if people come along and they're like, look, he's wrong for X, Y, and Z reasons, and they've got some great reasons, fuck yeah, we'll listen to him. I'll take that advice on the chin. Big, sweaty, hairy sack on the chin.
Yeah, so send those rebuffments in, and you're gonna definitely want to rebuff the next little bit. So let's talk about edition essentials. Have we got time to do that? What time is it now? It's 9:40.
Yeah, 9:40. We've got plenty of time.
We'll do it, and then we'll play some mass. Yeah. You got
Yeah,
time, okay?
sounds good.
Yeah. All right, good. Okay, so
All right.
take us through the edition essentials. Liam and I have also written a list of things that we want, demands out of a new edition when they inevitably do a new edition, because they're going to do a new edition, right? But hopefully it integrates and doesn't completely fuck everything out of the black books, like all the missions and all the extra good shit in there, which Michael and I went through in the last episode. Hopefully it doesn't invalidate all that stuff. That would be like number one. But Mac has got a list. Take us through it. I know, like, you've got some very interesting points to make, young man.
Yes. So,
And Liam and I
have
will subject you to
6
ridicule.
points. I wrote this 6-point exploding palm trick plan down. It's called Heresy 2 Electric Boogaloo, and it's 6 things I think they need to nail and get perfect in order for the edition to really work. I'm not saying it has to be a perfect edition, but these changes would be a fantastic change.
Yep.
So, obviously, everyone is expecting me to bring up the psychic phase first. We were wrong. First on my list is Warwick Traits. We spoke about it, and Warwick Traits are one of those things that make no sense currently. They can be a nothing, you get it, you don't use it, or they can be an everything. You get it, and it's fantastic. One that comes to mind straight away is Iron Warriors players. You might get the ability where D3 units in your army gain shred on their template weapons. Well, Tyrants with frag weapons, frag missiles, Medusas, basilisks, whirlwinds, scorpius, vindicators, even heavy flamers. Think all these sort of weapons that are out there, thud guns, getting shred is brutally strong. But then you might get be the person on the other side of the table to that, and the warlord trait you get is redeploy 1 unit in your deployment zone.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of you just had the fiery fist of God come down and punch you in the dick, and the other one, warlord traits are currently very unbalanced for that reason. They should probably be something you purchase instead of you randomly roll, especially when you think about like all the special characters out there have warlord traits dedicated to them. Like they just get one, like that's their thing, and that makes sense. Like if your character, your guy, your dude bro that leads your army, why does he suddenly forget the thing that you got him for each game? Like a Raven Guard player should be incentivized to get sneaky warlord traits for their commander. There should be aggressive warlord traits for something like the World Eaters. I know at least the Space Wolves have their own warlord traits, but they are still randomized, but at least they have them.
So are you advocating for a just choose your warlord traits from the ones that they've got now, or are you saying price them all up and fucking you can buy them?
Price them up, you can buy them and make it free. Everyone gets a free one, but make a new set, a new and more balanced set, because they're all over the shop right now. Some are just like I say, some are just completely unviable, and because they're completely unviable, they probably just shouldn't exist.
Yeah, the one I would choose every game for my Auto Reductor army or my Black Ops army, where I've got a Magos Ordinator and a bunch of squads of Thalax with Photon Thrusters, which gets hot. I would always take there's a command one where it's every unit within 12 inches rerolls ones to hit. So I just always take that if I could just choose, because that's the fucking bomb. Especially when you got gets hot fucking rifles and so many of your dudes burn down like my guys do. Put a price on that. I don't know how many points it'd have to be 150 points.
I think that's a great idea. Not just in and of itself, but also it's that thing that you always forget, or it's one more thing to worry about.
Being able to have you've got your Rite of War that totally has changed your thing, and then you're also choosing like another fucking just like an extra fuck you, like also my commander can't die. Or whatever,
It lets you have a legendary kind of power for your leader that you can be notorious for. I think it's fine to pay different points for them, because otherwise, if you just get one free, people will always gravitate to one or two of the same sorts of powers.
On top of that, you've got to remember there's always 2 tiers of HQ. Every army has 2 tiers of HQ: Magos, Archmagos, Praetor, Centurion. Warlord traits that cater to that level: major and minor warlord traits. You could have ZM specific warlord traits. Add a bit of flavor.
What if you got rid of warlord traits entirely, and instead you instituted a Necromunda tactics card style system, but it's called command cards?
But that's kind of veering towards what 40k currently does.
No. That's points though. This is cards. You randomly draw some command cards from your deck, from your specific deck. And there's Legion specific cards. There's fucking faction specific cards. And then
you're still having to go through
cards.
The rigmarole of drawing the card in. And what I want to do is try and streamline the game a little bit.
Yeah, well, you allow people to choose their cards sometimes in some games, depending how many points it is. Maybe you get one command card for every 1,000 points in the game. And it's just basically just reskin tactics card. So it's it's just fuck yous, oh yeah, sorry, I had fucking magic shield and my fucking Land Raider, bitch, ignores that D hit. Shit like that.
I think that's a great idea, but I don't see why that excludes warlord powers as well.
Nah, that makes, well, just fucking warlord. The thing about warlord things is, you always fucking forget them. I know, the last 2 events I've been to, I've totally forgot about them, and it's been like
You,
days later.
you
I've
won't
gone,
if the
fuck.
trait is written correctly, where it becomes
I want-
essentially another special rule for your
Yeah,
character.
I
yeah.
guess, but if it was cards, I've already got special rules, man. I've got
Like
a fucking
anyone who
I've got
plays
my-
Legion's so used to all the Legion traits and rules they got to follow, they'll remember a Warwood trait if they bought it and spent points on it. It's worth the salt, or they wouldn't have done it.
Yes. I guess.
But yeah, in any case, the big point here with the points I'm raising, that's not a great sentence, but is that is an aspect of the game which needs changing, and we all agree it needs changing. The exact nature of how we change it, we just threw out like 3-4 different examples.
Yeah.
So the next thing, of course, is the psychic phase. It's currently shit, and the reason it is shit is not just because of what it's like to go through it as the player. As the Thousand Suns player, I had to go through the process of rolling those powers for every single unit, trying to keep track of them when you get one of each power in a deck of cards, rolling that power dice every turn. The other guy gets his dispel dice based on the amount you rolled, and it's a terrible system. And part of why it's so terrible, and the biggest letdown of the system, is that it engages one player. It does not engage both players equally. Now, someone might turn around and say, oh, yeah, but what if it's, Thousand Suns versus Word Bearers? There's going to be lots of psychic powers. Yeah, okay, that is the exception. By far, it's the exception. Usually what the psychic phase is the person who's the psyker says, I have powers, and the person on the other side of the table goes, I don't know what's happening, just let me know when I have to do something. Then the psychic player goes through everything, and then the other guy gets the illusion of being able to participate by rolling some dispel dice if they're lucky, and then that's it. That was how the phase went. It is not a satisfying phase for that reason. Therefore, it needs to be changed. Now, the nature of the changes, I've gone through several times on my channel what you could do about it. But essentially, it boils down to you need to make a phase where both players get to participate, and perhaps you can roll different abilities as into that same phase, much like how Age of Sigmar does currently, or 40k. You can have a dedicated psychic / specialist phase, which would be all your psychic powers, cybertheurgy, things like that could all be used in. Now, this is not the perfect solution, but it's something I'm going to throw out there because I think there needs to be a bit more player agency. And currently there is none in the psychic phase. It's either you have all the psychers in the world because you're playing Thousand Suns, everything works perfectly and you kick all the dicks off, or you're playing as, someone who has a single librarian and nothing you ever try works, or you don't have any psychers in your army and you go up against someone who does and you never play psychers and you don't have a clue what they're doing.
Yeah, that's like a lot of people have no idea.
So, and none of that is enjoyable. None of it. It's not even enjoyable to be the Thousand Suns player when everything goes right. Because it's just like, well, I guess I get to shit on you this turn.
But they made Psyker shitty. Like in second edition, a level 4 fucking Psyker, you had a card system. Once again, there you go, card system. That's the last time Psychics were good that I can remember was second edition. Because a level 4 Psyker could like turn the tide of a battle, like solo whole squads and like take fucking shots to the face and shit like that and be like, whatever. Fly around on a disc and like decapitate people and shit. Cast like turn people inside out and reverse time and stuff. Like they used to be able to do like fucking awesome shit, and then when it came to third edition, they just made them these fucking just total fuckboys. So oh yeah, you can do like a 4 strength 4 AP2 shots and like just shit like that. Whereas it used to be like chain lightning and like fucking all kinds of awesome opening up vortex. I mean, they've still got some of those spells obviously, but second edition was the last time you could actually do some like card play, do some tactics and stuff. That's the closest to like the magic that there is really, because the psychic phase is shit, right? Take leadership tests. And
the current problem is that in Warhammer Fantasy, you were incentivized to take wizards in every army. They were all awesome. Equally useful in every army, and the army that didn't have them, dwarves, had some really fantastic counters, which were written in such a way that if you went up against it, you didn't feel powerless, but at the same time, you did feel handicapped. 30k is not in that place. 30k, there is no incentive to take a psyker for a start in many lists.
Yeah.
If you do, it's probably not going to pay off.
They nerfed it. You used to be able to take a level 3 as a a console choice. And they nerfed it down to 2.
And it was a console you could take as your commander, but then they made it a support HQ, even in Thousand Suns.
Yeah, that's horseshit. Like, there should be on like unbridled psychers during the fucking heresy. That's like what happens. Like, everyone goes fucking apeshit. Everyone becomes real irresponsible, man.
The problem with 30k is some factions like Mechanicum have no psychers, and you can't treat them like dwarves either at the moment, because whilst there is Psi Arcana is broken. It is utterly broken to play against. If you are a Thousand Suns or a Demons of the Ruinstorm player and someone comes with an army which is tooled up with anti-psyker stuff,
yeah, but why would you do that?
It's not a case of evening out. Your psychic powers getting evened out by what they've bought. It becomes a case of they hard counter you.
Yeah, but do you think anyone's spending lots of points on Psi Arcana though? Who the fuck is
That's
doing
the beauty.
that?
You don't need to, because the cost of becoming a wizard is 25 points a level minimum.
Okay.
So if you're a Thousand Suns player and you take a Praetor, you're already spending 100 points on the Praetor. You want to make them a level 3. That's a 225 point naked HQ. Someone brings along a Divining Blade, it's going to cause you problems. And it's a lot cheaper than like a Thousand Suns Psychic Praetor.
Yeah, I guess, but like, I don't know. I haven't
It's
encountered
175
that much.
points. Sorry,
I haven't seen that much like Psi Arcana being taken by people.
Well,
Other
no,
than
because
Divining
generally
Blade, right?
it's banned in a lot of events, and the reason it is because it's incredibly brutal when it pays off. Like, it's one of those things, like,
a lot of that shit's just to counter
you don't
demons.
care when you don't have it until you need it.
A lot of that shit's to counter demons, though, right? Because
Well, the
all of
problem
those
was
things
they
affect
wrote
demons.
rules for things like Araman and Magnus and Lorgar Transfigured. They made very powerful psychers under the right circumstances, and people whinged about it. So they created a hard counter, and the hard counter works really well against those guys. It levels the playing field. The problem is, most of the game is filled with the little psychers, the level 1s and the level 2s, and they're not just countered by it, they're hard countered by it into you may as well not play the game. And that's combined with the fact that, Magic in Fantasy was always high risk, high reward, especially in 8th edition Warhammer Fantasy, versus 30k, where it's the same risk, same reward every time. There's no overcasting powers. So if you do perils, I mean, you have to roll over 4s on your dice to cast powers. The more powerful the spell, the more 4 pluses you got to roll, which means the more dice you're going to throw at it. But it penalizes you for the double 6. The double 6 is on the positive end. That's on the end you need to be rolling high. It's not the double 1s that gives you the perils, the double 6s. So you really can only safely roll 4s and 5s. So it breaks down what you want to roll on a dice to a 1 in 3 chance, which is not great. And if you do pull it off, good, maybe, depending on the power. But if you fuck it up and you get that perils, and it happens every game, you're psychable perils every game. At least once, if you're rolling more than 3 dice. When you perils, it's a 1 in 6 chance of the psyker is just instantly removed from play. 1 in 6 chance, no matter how many wins it's got either.
Yeah.
Eternal Warrior, whatever, gone, just removed from play.
Yeah.
Another 1 in 6 chance is your psyker loses a wound and loses that power level. Like, there's some big penalties to being a psyker. It's basically you only want to roll a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, I've seen a battle report where it was a Alpha Legion army with Alpharius versus a shit Turd Bearers army with Lorgar Transfigured, and yeah, like the very first turn, like Lorgar gets out of this spot and then goes to do a psychic power and then rolls double 6s or triple 6 or whatever the fuck it is, and rolls a 1 and just dies, just gone off the table. Like, okay, cool. Well, just gonna fight with no, like, whatever his transfigured fucking points is, like 500 points or something, right?
It's well over 400. I think he's like 375 base or something.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous. Yeah, it's like 400 point Primarch. But yeah, that's the sort of dumb shit. And nobody enjoys that. That has not made the game better. The random, and this is the thing that applies also to Warwick Traits. Randomness does not inherently make a game better. Okay. It is already enough of a random game with all the regular dice throwing that goes along.
But do you
Making
think
the
there's any?
abilities and the chances of using the abilities also random is a hard sell.
Do you think there's any way to actually balance it when you've got things such as complete anti-psychers, such as Sisters of Silence? Because there's nothing like that in Magic. In fantasy, where they have a
Sisters
thing
of
which is just
Silence
immune to magic.
are not naturally a hard counter to the Thousand Suns. Having played against them many times with Thousand Suns, they hurt you if you're like in base-to-base contact with them.
But
If you
no.
get
What I'm
yourself into
saying,
that
can you make a
situation-
magic phase? Can you make a psychic phase that you want that is compelling, that can also accommodate a complete anti-magic, such as the Sisters? Because think about fantasy.
40k currently does it. I think the current 40k
Yeah.
Psycho phase is not terrible. Same with Age of Sigmar's Magic phase.
How's it different?
Warhammer Fantasy Battle does. It's got ways for
Dwarves.
Yeah.
Dwarves in
No,
Warhammer
yeah,
Fantasy
dwarves-
are essentially Sisters of
No,
Silence.
they're
in a lot of
not.
ways.
Not
Spell
completely
dice or
not.
something
Not,
like that.
not. They're not. They're not. All you get is +2 to dispel. You just get, and you've got
No,
some
you get things
runes.
like Master Rune of Unbinding, is it?
There's a master. There's a master rune of Shalaya, which allows you to cancel. It remains in plays on a 3+. So it's nothing like the psychic, like the Sisters of Silence. Like you've still got to play the magic phase with dwarfs.
The thing
Sisters of
is,
Silence,
Sisters
you
of
can just stand there and
Silence
be
in
like, okay,
30K
your
is
psychers do
not-
nothing, so whatever, I don't care. And when I get close to you, you're fucked. Like totally fucking choke you out just with our presence.
Yeah, the Sisters of Silence in 30k sucks for Psychers to be in base to base with. That's where most of their abilities kick in. And it's not really about you casting powers and them denying it. It's more about them draining you of the ability to cast powers. That could be easily done. It could be when you're in base to base with Sisters or within 6 inches. You just can't use psychic powers for those Psychers. That could be the way it's done. And that might encourage people to actually take Sisters of Silence instead of just every army being custodes with shields.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like with Warwick Traits, we agree there's a myriad of approaches, but it's currently a shit system, correct?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no one's going to defend it.
Yeah, no one's defending
Cool.
the psychic
So,
phase.
because I think that's the big, like, people probably listening to us debating, mostly my voice. Sorry, people, and getting the wrong impression that there's a lot of, oh no, this is a bad idea. No, everything so far we all agree on. It's just how we would implement the change that, and even then, our disagreements are not major.
Yeah, psychic phase and fortifications to me are the only two things that really actually need to be shaken up. But yeah, Matt, I've agreed with like everything you've said about the warlord traits and choosing the powerless, blah blah blah.
The next one on my list, number 3, is
Fortification?
night fighting.
Yeah,
Night fighting
yeah.
currently is it's there.
Yeah.
It is a gameplay mechanic. It's a gameplay mechanic which several legions are built around using. Raven Guard, they have improvisers, cannon cloaks, things like that. The Night Lords, obviously, they can even choose to have night fight under certain conditions and gain bonuses in it. But night fight itself is shit.
Yeah.
It offers almost no tangible benefits to play in, no disservices. Whereas night fighting should be opening a different dimension to the game and allowing a mission to play completely differently. If you roll the same mission 2 games in a row, but one time it's night fight, one time it's not, you should feel like 2 different missions. Vehicles have searchlights. Some models have infravision. Is it Jin's sight that gives you like night vision in? I know there's night vision stuff in the Mechanicum tin.
Yeah, you can put improvisers on a bunch of shit, and also I think Thalax just have a reduced cover save basically.
Right, so these things are out there already. Things like improvisers carry some harsh penalties, like you're very easily blinded. You count as initiative 1 for blind checks, and so a lot of people just don't take them. They don't take something that's fluffy and adds to the rule of cool for their army because the benefits of having it are so fucking minor. Like, on turn 1, if it's night fight for only turn 1, if I'm shooting at someone over 24 inches away, they don't get a 5-up cover save.
So
bow down.
What would you change it to? Like everyone's
It
stealth.
could be stealth and shrouded, or it could change the mechanics of how models arrive. It could change things like scatters. Because of the night fighting, you can't see what you're actually shooting at. You could have things like hidden objectives. Instead of the objectives going down the table and you know what they are, they could become randomized, like what points is each objective worth? you could have like a relic type mission where you have to capture a key objective, but instead of 1 going down the table, 3 go on the table. You don't just have Night Fight being a single turn thing in a game or something that kicks in like turn 5 and 6, because
Right.
I think Night Fighting kicks in automatically at turn 5. No one ever does it.
Oh, only
No
if
one
you,
ever
only
plays
if
it.
you
Everyone
don't
forgets.
only if you don't start with it. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody remembers it.
Yeah, because it's just an annoying thing though. Like it's just it's kind
And
of
why is it
annoying.
an annoying thing? Because it has no tangible benefit to improve your gameplay.
Yeah.
That's like what it boils down to.
So
So
do you think
something has to increase player agency and improve the game. If it doesn't improve the game and just exists, it's fat. It can be trimmed.
Well,
I don't know. If yeah, okay, you go, Lid. I'm sorry.
in Necromunda, there are systems in play for handling night and darkness of different levels. And what's good about that is they have ways for players to either different options to allow them to see through the dark or to handle the dark, such as different kinds of goggles or vision aids or lights and things like that. But also that there might be tactics cards or alliances or abilities that let you change the lighting, to turn it on or off. And that means that you do have that sense that, for example, if you get a benefit from darkness, maybe you're a close combat group or there's some other reason for you to do it, you don't feel bad about taking it because you know that your opponent also has the options, if they want to cover that risk, of handling players who turn out the lights. But you don't get that sense in 30k. If you're playing Night Lords, you feel kind of like you're a jerk if you're playing a mission that's in darkness or at dawn or something like that. But and it's a hassle. But also when you do have it, you also feel like you're a jerk for having it. Whereas if you knew that for example, if we'd had tactics cards or different warlord traits or maybe more equipment types instead of just improvisers and a couple of other people who have ways to see in the dark. If we had more options, then it's so much better if it's your opponent's fault that they didn't have a plan for dealing with nighttime or reduced vision.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd just say get rid of knife fighting. It's just dumb anyway, guys. Like everyone should be able to see in the dark. Like if you should either be a robot or a fucking
Well, you got to remember, it's
heavily
not just
enhanced
necessarily
marine.
dark. What if you're on a lava planet?
Yeah, but there's
And
rules
you're
for
using
those.
thermal sights? They're not going to work because you're looking through lava.
Yeah, there's
and
rules
what
for
if
that
there's
shit.
smoke and other obstructions?
rules
Like
for
think
that
of
too.
MechWarrior when we play MechWarrior online. There are certain maps where you just can't see shit.
Yeah, but if you want to do that, go and fucking seek out book 4 and I think 5 maybe, and check out the terrain rules in there where they've got like lava field terrain and shit like that. They've got all like smoke, there's heavy smoke, so you can only see 2d6 times 3 inches or whatever. Like they've already got all that shit. That's already in the game. It's just it's not in the missions. It's in campaign stuff that you meant to,
But the difference being that Nightfight is a mechanic that actually certain legions and forces are built around exploiting.
Yeah, I guess.
There's not legions.
But like, what happens if they're fighting on a world where there's
salamanders
no
aren't
night?
built for exploiting
what about
lava tables.
What about
But
on
Night Lords are.
What about a world that has three trinary stars and there's never nighttime? Like, what do they do then? How come they get to just have night fight then?
Then you don't
Ruins
play
my
Night
immersion.
Fight. You play
Ruins my immersion.
daytime.
So the answer actually
Yeah, but a
is,
night lord player could still choose.
well, within the setting, the Night Lords might nuke that city and set off huge clouds of smoke
Nuclear
in order
winter.
to reduce vision to a nighttime.
They park
well
a
played.
Gloriana overhead.
Well played. Well played then. All right, let's move along. That's done. What's the next one? Number 4.
I do want to add one more thing to that Night Fight. I know.
Jesus Christ. All right,
It's just that if you have gunline armies, which are very popular in Heresy,
yeah.
it allows non-gunline armies, night fighting written correctly, would allow things like foot world eaters to be a viable force, or hordes of militia on foot to be a viable force, because they're able to advance under the cover of darkness. But it has to be written well.
Both of those armies have terrified me in broad daylight or night, or whether doesn't matter. World eaters on foot just fucking chew Mechanicum the fuck apart. So does like massive rending, fearless, stubborn slaves, whatever they're called.
They definitely can, but Anyway,
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't
so
know. I can
the
actually.
next on my 6-point plan. So the first three is parts of the core rulebook. The next three are external factors. The fourth point is low paywall. And this doesn't mean the models have to be cheap or free. What it means is it has to be accessible. A pay scale that normal people can do. And last night we spoke about it a bit, even after we cast the lead, and I spoke. So if you want to play any force at the moment, Astartes, Solar Auxilia, whatever, you have to go through a bit of a process to buy into the game. So as an example, if you wanted to play...
Blood Angels. Do Blood Angels.
all right, Blood Angels. If you want to play Blood Angels, you're going to need to buy yourself the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness rulebook, which is going to be $100. And I'm going to write these down because it's going to add up pretty quick. So $100 in Australia. On top of that, you're going to need to buy yourself the Legiones Astartes Age of Darkness army list, which is another $80. Unfortunately, it doesn't include all the units that have been released since that came out, which was quite a while ago. You're talking at least 3, possibly 4 black books back. So you're going to have to track down those units independently. Not great. So that's that. You're also going to want a copy of Book 8, which is temporarily out of stock, but that's another 104 Australian dollars in softback. Now, if you want to build a 1,000-point army, you're going to want to get probably, we'll say, 2 tactical squads, which is going to be another $170 Australian. You're going to want probably a Contemptor Dreadnought of some description, I would dare say. I know I would always take a Contemptor. Contemptor Dreadnought. Give me a moment.
And are you going to
I'm not trying to build an expensive army here. I'm building a standard 1,000-point army.
Wait. Have you hit free postage yet?
Yes.
Okay. Well, where are you at now? Just tell us where you're at now, because you've got 2 tac squads and a dreadnought, and all
you want
books.
to build the whole force. So we'll include a Praetor. We'll go the cheapest Praetor the Blood Angels have, which is $48. Contemptor was $83.
Oh, this is gonna make me sad how expensive this is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to want some other unit. We'll just say it's a Terminator squad. We'll go the cheapest option we can, which is a Games Workshop plastic.
Cataphracti?
Yeah, it can be a Cataphracti. Why not? And that is... I don't believe available currently. No, it's not. But it's 115. It's actually not that much cheaper than their Terminators. Okay, so a Blood Angels player starting the game is going to spend $783 to make a 1,000-point Zone Mortalis army.
Free postage, though.
Free postage?
So
that to me is too high a paywall.
That is how much like a new Xbox costs here, right? And so that's all in dollary dues?
That's in Australian dollary dues, which is probably, what, 18 British pounds?
Yeah.
Not under the currency conversion rate, just under Games Workshop's special in-house conversion rate that they use for all their prices.
Yeah, and I'd like to add a point onto that, because you're talking about a very succinct, straight to the point army build. If you're a new player, there are going to be mistakes that you're going to make. You're going to say, be fascinated by a unit that you've seen and throw that in as well, or you're going to make a build mistake. You know, maybe pick a unit that's not the best or not very viable, but you don't know that because you like the look of it. So your actual cost is going to be even higher than that.
What's interesting, if you actually do a Blood Angels force, looking at these prices, and you did a Pride of the Legion force, and you went for just Crimson Paladins or something, it would actually work out to almost the same price. So even going for a more elite army is not necessarily a cheaper army to begin with, just because the prices are so prohibitively high. And again, I'm not advocating for models should be free or $2 each. This is bullshit. Rubble. No, I'm saying that 783 Australian dollars. That's more than my mortgage repayments on 4-bedroom house on 800 square meters. That is, I don't know, what could you buy with that? 2 months worth of groceries for an adult human?
Oh, it's a lot of money, man. I'm just going on to there's a bottle shop near me that's called Bob's Bulk Booze, and I'm just trying to get Oh yeah, here we go. I'm gonna see how much a slab of Rumbo cans is, because what was it? 785. Is that what you said? 785.
Yes, I believe it was 785 or 783, one or the other.
So I can get Jimmy White 1 liter for $50 each. So I mean, oh dude, when you compare it to how much like a slab of 4x gold is, which is $40, like it's so crazy.
Yeah, it's basically what 24 packs of beer.
A 1 liter of Bundy is $50 at
You can get
Bob Goose.
480 cans of beer
Yeah,
for the same price as building a 1,000-point Blood Angels army. Again, that doesn't include everything you need. That's just like that's the out the gate minimum buy-in point, because that's what it is. It's a minimum buy-in.
I can have 15 liters of Bundaberg rum. Or
So
that army.
That's
just to put it in perspective.
With, whether Games Workshop's pricing model is right or wrong, I'm saying it's prohibitively high to buy into, and it means that people are not going to go out and join this community.
Yeah.
You might have people who are fantastic hobbyists, love the Horus Heresy, who isn't going to just their eyes aren't going to bulge out of their head like a pug when they see that and realize what they're up for.
Yeah. All right. Agreed. Let's move on to the next one. And I think like definitely everybody knows it's fucking expensive as shit. Everyone knows it's way too expensive. Like it's classed as like a luxury item or whatever, so people tell you to shut up, but it's just way too expensive. It's fucking outrageously priced. Well, at least for Australians. Like, if you're in the UK, it's not that bad, but out here, those prices are outrageous, especially given that time that they skyrocketed the price by 60% without giving you any kind of bonus. But anyway, let's move along. Because that's what kills the scene is fucking the outrageous prices.
The ease of accessibility.
Yeah.
So I raised this one, and it ties into it. So all three of these points do tie into one another. The ease of accessibility is, again, how easy is it to get a hold of those rules in these books? I brought up earlier the Age of Sigmar. Every unit in their database, you click on it, its rules are fucking there. You could be at an event, your army list gets fucking beer spilt on it and damaged, and the fucking ink runs, and you can't read all the stats or something. You just hop on their Games Workshop website, there they are. Free download the rules. Forge World currently, Legiones Astartes Age of Darkness army list. I can't remember how many years old it is. The Crusade Imperialis army lists. The Age of Darkness, like the Solar Auxilia, Tagmata, all this sort of stuff. It's old. These books are years old at this point. 3, 4 more. I think the Red Book for the Mechanicum came out, I'm gonna say at the same time roughly as book 4 or 5.
Yeah, it might have been earlier. Might have been 4, 3 or 4.
Definitely post book 3, because book 3 was where we've got the first like really collated Mechanicum list.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if it's just 3 books back, the amount of stuff that's released in each of these black books may not seem like a lot, but after you've done 2 or 3 black books in a row, it adds up. And you at first last night, Tim, thought, oh, there's not that much stuff released in Mechanicum, until we started actually rattling it off.
Mm.
And it turned out there's actually a lot more stuff than we thought. Like a good 10, 12 units.
Yeah, the stuff that isn't in my red book, correct, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're a new person getting into this game, and we all know how Forge World Games Workshop don't update their fucking digital books. You buy a digital book off them, digital rulebook, whatever. They don't update it. They don't add the FAQs to it. They don't add the units to it that they bring out.
Mm.
So your product is immediately superseded the minute they release anything new. And that's a major problem because, like I said, if there's certain units that the book you've bought doesn't have, maybe it's the Aquator, for example. You are buying that Blood Angels army that I just spoke about. Do you want to have to fork out for book 9 on top of your Blood Angels army just to play an Aquator in that list? Because if you do want to fork out for book 9, that's going to be an extra $193 on top of your $785.
Yeah.
Just what for the rules for that one unit?
Yeah.
So it boils down to you need to have an easier way of disseminating these rules. I feel like the black books are a collector's item. They are what you buy when you want to look at the fluff for your Legion, when you want to look at beautiful pictures,
Color
the
plates,
background story, the armor, the paint schemes, the markings, iconography, the layout of your Legion.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's for. It's to look good on your bookshelf and to be a fun read. The basic rules themselves should be disseminated as like the old 40k mini rulebooks were. That came out in edition after edition. You used to get a little miniature rulebook when you bought the starter set. Provide a miniature rulebook which has just the bloody basic rules in it, and then make the actual unit rules and Legion rules free online. Just make that stuff free. They're not going to be taking that hard of a financial hit to do it, because right now it's too sprawling. If I ask you, Liam, what book are you going to go to find the rules for?
Ultrax.
Yeah, Voltrax.
I've got no idea. I couldn't tell you.
What? That's outrageous.
Do you know, Tim?
Yeah, like 7.
Yep, book 7.
Of course I knew. I wouldn't have asked it if I didn't know. I would have looked bloody stupid, wouldn't I? I would have looked like Liam there, not knowing what was going on.
Don't be a leader.
All right, Tim, what book are you going to go to get the Leviathan Dreadnought?
Oh, shit. Well, so it was June. I was wearing a scarf because it was unseasonably cold.
You were passing directly under the Earth's sun now.
Yeah, I got no fucking idea.
Exactly.
Idea. Sorry to be a leadum about it, but I've got no idea.
Right,
Welcome
that's a problem.
to Leadham Town.
So, and I would challenge the people listening right now to run that same test. Just go to something and have a look. See if you can figure out what book it came out. If it's something like Solar Auxilia,
can I not just go to Forge
You'll
World?
probably figure out it's book 4. But
can I not just go to forgeworld.co.uk and go to the Leviathan and see the rules there under downloads? Ain't it there? Let's have a look.
Is it there?
Fucks me. I've got no idea. I haven't looked on this site for years. Except I only ever look on here when we're recording, and then I look like a fucking fool because I'm like, what am I doing?
Because they don't have a downloads tab anymore. If you want to get any of their downloads, you've got to go on to, I think it's Black Library that hosts them now.
Black Library?
Or Warhammer Digital, maybe?
What? Here we go, Leviathan Dreadnoughts. Oh, they're all sold out and shit. Yeah, they don't even have a generic Leviathan either.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I meant to get the damn rules?
Well, if you want the rules for the Leviathan Dreadnought, you're going to have to go all the way back in time to book 6, I believe.
Book 6? Shadow Wars. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. No, yeah, you're right. Because that's the same book that has all the Shadow Wars, Shadrach, Medusa and shit in it. Because remember they've got the Iron Hands color plate?
Yes. So, anyway,
I would have put that
sort
together
of
eventually.
Situation we're in. So I say ease of accessibility. The rules have to be easily attainable and understandable, and they are currently not. So I think we just demonstrated that perfectly well.
Yeah.
All right. So again, no disagreement across the board.
Congratulations.
The only thing is how they might tackle the problem, and I've suggested a few solutions there. So the sixth and final major point
is it different movement values?
Sorry?
Okay. Is it different movement values?
No, it is not.
Oh,
Funny
shit.
enough, that never comes up.
Yeah, okay. That was second on my list, but okay.
No, it is maintaining the fucking stock. Yes. So I swear there because it's how much stuff has gone out of production, last chance to buy over the years. Contemptor Cyclone missile launcher sold out. Well, how are you going to put a Havoc launcher in your Dreadnought now? You know, things like that. Certain units, certain war gear. What about Graviton guns for Iron Hands players? You can take tactical support squads of Grav guns. Nasty little unit if you play it right, because just 5 of them in the back line. Someone comes down even with a Leviathan, you're probably going to kill the thing, even if it's in its fancy drop pod.
Wub. Yep.
Like, fantastic. Counter. They don't sell Grav guns anymore.
Yeah.
So you can't make that unit. And there's a whole bunch of weapons that have gone that way.
There's some on the Van Sasper, I think, if you get Van Sasper.
There are, I think it's Justinian Terminators. because they're the older style of Terminator, they have a different arm to what the new plastic betrayal at Kelth Terminators do. Forge World discontinued the arms that match up with the Terminators. The cataphractic Terminators there, they have different way of mounting the shoulder pads and that, so you've got to convert them in order to use the current Terminator upgrade sets on those older models of Terminators, the resin ones. Things like that. Big problem, because they still sell the Justinian to this day. And of course, this list goes on. There's a whole bunch of units which are sold out, no longer available. And sold out doesn't mean temporary. Generally, sold out usually means on Forge World from the past, gone forever, for whatever reason, which is insanity. So yeah, take it how you will, but so much stuff has gone out of production. Some armies have become practically unplayable. And that's no good to the health of the game system, especially if someone wants to get into it in the first place. We used to joke a lot on the Outer Circle about last chance to buy and how much it screwed people over. The amount of people that say, I wanted to make a Deathcore or Krieg army, or I was partway through Krieg or Elysians, or I was going to use Elysian drop troops to make an Imperial militia army, and partway through collecting it because it's so expensive, people string it out over many months, do a purchase every month, and slowly at the end of the year they'll have an army. Well, no, they just got smashed in the middle of it, and now they can't finish that army they started. What do you think that does to consumer confidence, to the growth of the community? There is only negatives to be gained from this for us. For the company, they don't care. They go, oh, well, we're downsizing inventory and we can save money on production or whatever. For them, it's all benefits, but it's short-term benefits. It's, not seeing the forest for the trees. Because for us, the community, it's like, instead of us now going out and buying all those miniatures and having, great experience, we have the opposite. We have a very negative experience because of that. And it's not great, in my opinion. But, again, feel free to correct me if I'm out of line here, guys.
iverspodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just targeted at the audience, targeted at you guys, too.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. But, I mean, there's only... I don't know. There's only so much you can do, right?
There's only so many products
you
you can keep in stock. But things like rulebooks, for example, for the longest time, certain rulebooks, decal sheets, it's an A4 sheet of paper.
Yeah. See, what really kills me, and like this is my final thought, is when you go into a Games Workshop store now, there's like new stuff at like eye height all the way around, and then behind those boxes there's just empty boxes. So they're just fucking padding out their shelves so it looks like there's more stuff than there is, which is just fucking weird. There's like every single thing from every range is like you can see the whole thing. Like, do you remember when you used to just go in and you'd have to like literally kneel on the floor and like dig through piles of shit for stuff, looking for stuff? Like,
yeah, browse all the blister packs was one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah, they could have so much more shit in those stores and actually make like people want to go in there. But every time I walk past now, there's no one in there. I used to walk past Games Workshop in the city when I worked in the city, and like every Friday night, it was fucking packed with people. Like late night shopping in the suburbs, every Thursday night, those Games Workshops were fucking packed with people. On the Saturdays and Sundays, they were always full of people playing games. But they just somehow like just turned it into this like cynical marketing thing. Like, nerds just want some place to hang out.
Everything's in boxes now, practically. And the stuff that's in boxes, they have empty boxes behind them, and the boxes themselves take up a heap of shelf space. They could stick them sideways on the shelf and stack crap loads more inventory in there, but then people wouldn't be seeing the pretty box art, and as I say, marketing probably determined that, they sell 3% more units if people can see the box art.
When you walk in there, they literally come up to you as soon as possible and say, can I help you with something? Are you looking for something? So if I fucking wanted something, I would then say the thing. If there was a problem like that, so I'm just gonna ask you where it is anyway. There's no point in fucking laying all this shit out like I'm actually gonna look around for it. I'm just gonna say, I'm after this thing, tell me where it is.
You're the seasoned veteran. Their business model is aimed at people
There used to
walking
be
in off
like
the street.
millions of
You're an
blisters. There used to
existing
be.
customer. You will buy from them.
Why don't they just?
What they want is people who come in off the street, walk-ins, is their target demographic.
But no one's
They
doing
wanna-
that. No one's going and buying like a $300 fucking Cursed City.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
they are.
No, they're
because
not.
they're-
Not randoms.
I
they're
agree with Leadham.
parents.
The scalpers are buying them all.
Parents and uncles and
No.
aunts and people buying a gift for Christmas and
No.
bedraggled girlfriends who have to work
No.
out what their partner wants. They're the people that they're getting, and when they're not them, they're the people who have thought about playing but don't really know anything and need to be cajoled into going in.
See how it goes, right?
Why would you
Leadham's
market
going
to
to be the
them?
Games Workshop manager. I'm going to be the mother of the 6-year-old child. Oh, hi, Mr. Games Workshop guy. My son was here the other day, and he really likes the models in here. I was wondering, like, his birthday's coming up. What should I get?
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, does he know which kind of army he'd like
No,
to play?
no. Hey. First of all, sir, what's the limit on your card?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna
I think he likes the Space Marines. They're the ones
great.
in the armor.
Well,
the
you
guns?
want value for money, so you'll want a larger. You want one of these sets because they've got several different kinds of armies, several different kinds of units that he'll want. But does he already have the rule book as well? Does he?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay. Well, you might need to think about. He's going to need a rule book to play, and so we'll start with this box. So this will give you a nice assortment of Marines to use, and then we've got the rule book here. Now, does he have any paints?
No, he doesn't have any
Well,
paints.
you might need a start painting set, just so he can get a basic set of colors in and make them look really nice. And of course, you're going to need some glue and a cutting tool, one of our special Games Workshop cutting tools, so he can assemble the models. That'll be great fun, but you need that. You'll need to start off with that, and measuring tape, of course.
But this is a lot of stuff. Is this going to be expensive?
Oh, well, the thing is that in the long run, you're saving money because you're getting several units in one box set.
It's a
So
premium.
Really?
It's a
So, like,
premium.
how
hobby.
much of a saving?
Oh, well, you think about it. There's this set here. Once you know what you want, you can customize your army, right? But as a starting army, this box is a really good start.
Oh, this is lovely to know. I'll buy it all, thank you. My son Billy, he works for a company called Forge World, and he snorts a lot of cocaine, so this is much less expensive habit for him.
Oh, that's great. Well,
Hey, Billy's an intern.
Do
He
you
doesn't
have a
work there.
bag with you? Because we sell bags.
Really? What's that magazine on the counter?
Oh, that's great. We have regular magazine with extra art and information and more background for your favorite army, and I'm sure you'd really enjoy that. And I'll just stick that on the
models
pile.
the models on the cover don't look anything like the models on this box, though.
Oh well, that's right. Well, you might be interested in those as well. There's some other kinds of.
Well,
smaller
this
sets
is the
over
world
here.
of 40k, but there's also the world of Warhammer, Age of Sigmar. There's many worlds, all filled with games, exciting new games.
So I think we've demonstrated the point. Mum just got fleeced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Sorry.
but yeah, okay. My point is though,
no,
okay.
like all power to them. Like know your game, play your game, be the salesman. That's their shtick. Respect it enough.
Okay, but
But people do that. People walk in off the street and they buy Cursed City for $300.
Okay,
They just do. You, the person who already plays this game, you're one of two kinds. You're a cynical person who goes and buys their models from China, like many other people do, or you're a shill and you're going to buy Cursed City even if you don't need it. That's the old hands. So they don't cater to the old hands from a sales perspective. They're always after the new blood, and they don't care if that new blood hangs around. We care as old hands because we want the hobby to grow and the community to get bigger. And as older players leave, newer players come in, right? That natural replenishment or even growth, if preferable. Games Workshop doesn't care. They are entirely sales motivated, not community growth oriented.
All right. Well, my original point was like, if you go to any other hobby store, it's just like a dingy fucking grotto filled with as much shit as possible. Just go back to that. Stop trying to fucking be like, whatever, Optus or some shit. Like have like super, everything's clean, everything's white, everything's made of plastic. That's fucking horseshit. Just go back to being like a proper fucking hobby store where nerds can hang around and sit around like dirty chairs and shit, just like painting stuff, and like everyone's just sitting around painting, having a laugh, buying your products, and like just have everything that you sell, put it all there. Why is specialist games shit not just all there? Just dump all that shit. Just keep sending shit out to the stores and people will keep buying it. Anyway, that's my final thought. All right, is there anything else left? We're at where are we at? 2 hours. The original thing that we recorded last night and subsequently it fucked up was 2.5 hours, but I think that we've more succinctly covered all of the data that we needed to this time.
I think we belt fed through it. So
Yep.
Unfortunately for the listeners, they had to hear my voice a lot. I do apologise for that.
Send your
but
complaints to
the nature of
IFRS
the beast.
Podcast.
I've had a long time to make many videos and sit down and think critically about this process and talk to the community. That's the biggest thing. I constantly listen to people and talk with people in the community at events and get feedback, and these are the things I think most succinctly sum up the community's concerns.
And I think you, the listener, should definitely think about what your list would be, and compare it with your friends, because I think that between all of us, there is an underlying current of things that are all very similar on that list. You know, I did up a little list for my own entertainment, and there are things that Tim and Macca have said that are on my list, like that mini rule book that everyone can take with them to events and when they're playing casually. We've all got these ideas in our head, but we need to let them out so that maybe someone over there across the pond will maybe it'll get into their heads because we're talking about it, just like we did the Bring Back Health. Bring back health.
They work 2 years ahead, Liam. So, as Anuj once said, they work 2 years ahead. So, in 2 years' time, so this is April 2021. By April 2023, looking to expect a sensible edition, sensible book with no nonsense.
Or maybe he did.
He didn't what?
No, I will add on to that. Sorry, that
All right,
obviously
final thought.
We've introduced a lot of stuff here that people should think about, and if there is something major we've missed, let us know.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we've summed it up.
Yep. Send any complaints, any thoughts through the iForustPodcast@gmail.com. And if we get enough, if it's not just like people going, oh, that Macca dude's voice sounds funny, well, those obviously we'll read out without Macca. But if it's somebody like giving like a proper argument, then we'll get Macca back on. And then I can read the email for that person. Or you can come on and debate Macca, even if you wanted to. That'd be fucking funny as well, if Macca was amenable to that.
I'm down with it.
All right, cool. There you go. Awesome. Debate Macca, hosted by iForest Podcast. There you go.
It's a celebration, bitches.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to a musical break, and then after this, Michael and I are going to do a bunch of mailbag, which we've had since the last episode. So thank you, Macca, for coming on. Check out the Outer Circle on Instagram, as well as on YouTube. Obviously, YouTube's the first place to go. So like, subscribe, and then go over to Instagram and search for the Outer Circle, as well as IFRS Pod, as well as what's your username? Lead them, shout it out. If you want people to follow you, or don't. If you want to remain cryptic.
On Instagram.
Instagram,
just Lead them to Carney, my name.
What's your
Twitch? Around the traps.
What's your Twitch and OnlyFans?
I was going to say Liam's definitely got an OnlyFans, but...
Yes.
Oh, he wants that to remain cryptic. All right. Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, guys, for coming on, and thanks for re-recording this with us as well. Like, after wasting everyone's time last night, including Kat's and Michael's. But you know, you missed. Yeah, it's all in fragments. Maybe one day I'll stitch it into some sort of like remix with like fucking psychedelic music over it or something, because it's just.
It'll be the Cash Me Outside girl in everywhere the audio cuts out. We'll have her.
Yeah,
just
like
think of those Nine Inch Nails remixes that are out there.
Yeah,
they sound like a skipping CD. It'll be like that.
Yeah, as soon as I went to save it, it fucked up. So it must have corrupted. The file must have corrupted, because there's 2 audio channels, but there's just segments out of each of them. But and some of them don't even line up. or a lot of them don't line up, and some of them there'll be like a section missing, but there'll be, so when you're listening to it, it's changing between left and right audio channels, and then also some of it's together suddenly, and during a person's sentence where they start on one side, then change to the other side, and then in the sentence, like, it's just fucking super, it's super crazy. But yeah, anyway, here's a musical break, and after this, Michael and I will be back.